I'm getting really anxious.
About what? Sorry, I should laugh. Oh gosh, I'm such a bitch. Your friend tells you they're getting anxious, I start cackling. I just feel like it's going to be something funny.
I think it's because I'm anxious to like get back and get back to life. I think it's because I know that it's going to be happening in the next month, that, or we're going to see restrictions start lifting and stuff like that. So now I'm
Yeah.
anxious for it to happen because I know it's going to be happening soon. Like, talk to us 3 weeks ago and we're both like, oh, fuck it. Like, it's not going to happen for a while. So you could like sit in it.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah, it's like not worried, anxious. You want to go. Like, let's go.
Right. When you're on a road trip and you have to pee, and all of a sudden, the closer you get to home, the more and more you have to pee.
Yeah.
That's what it's like.
That's a good analogy. I don't know if you've been following. Are you following what's going on in Ontario or BC more?
I'm more Ontario because there's more bad news out of Ontario than there is out of BC. So I feel like BC's kind of like...
You guys are just more chill out there. You're smoking more dope, so the bad news doesn't bother you as much. I think that's what it is. But here, like today, Dougie got on, Doug Ford, Premier, right? And he's talking about opening it up, but he didn't give any dates. He didn't say when. And I'm like, that's reckless, because now all these people that are like, fuck this, are going to go and just be like, see, it's working. Let's go to the park. Let's go to the beach.
I mean, there is that, but you have to have trust in people to do the right thing for their own health. You can't always tell people what to do.
Yeah.
And I think the reason that he came out with the whole step in the stages was because it does help set some people at ease that we do have a plan for slowly and safely reopening the province. It's just, I don't know.
I don't know either.
You can't win in this situation at all as a politician. You can't win.
What I'm afraid of is actually developing an alcohol problem. Like, we often joke about it on this podcast, but now I'm like, it's every night. And sometimes it's only a glass or 2, 3, but it's every night. And it's like, I'm worried. I'm like, I should try to go like a couple nights without it and see.
Just please don't get all like conservative on me and have like a life moment where you decide right before I get back that you're never going to drink again.
That's just foolishness. That won't happen.
I can't handle that. It's too much. That's worse than quarantine.
Well, and you want to know, this is such a Jessie-ish thing. It's not even because of the way it's making me feel. It's because of the way I feel like it's making me look. And so every morning I'm puffy.
Right.
And I feel like I'm getting like skin issues. Anyway, how are you doing with your drinking?
You're going to come out of quarantine puffy and with your right arm that's 5 times bigger than your left.
Can you tell? No, it's still about the same.
4 arms, yo.
Yeah.
You got to jerk it with both hands, Jesse.
It's big enough.
Oh,
I can.
Hey.
So are you drinking a lot out there?
Every once in a while, yeah. Of course I am.
This is vodka.
I still start with my vodka and olives.
Yeah.
And I work my way up to wine.
You are living with your parents for the first time in like many years. In
a 2-bedroom condo.
But so far, I've been waiting for you to get in a big blowout fight, and I haven't heard that yet.
My mom and I have our moments. We get irritated, like snappy. We don't.
Maybe because you keep playing TikTok pranks on her and next up, you're going to smear icing on her and tell her it's poo.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, maybe I should ask them that question. Maybe they would have a different answer.
Here's the thing is I was ready to book my flight May 23rd. Boom. I know the flight I'm getting on. And my dad's like, you're not booking it. I was like, why? And he's going to pay for it. So I was like, why?
Yeah.
And he's like, because you're not, we don't even know what everything's going to be like on May 23rd. And I'm like, I'm going back.
You're like, I'll walk. I'll swim.
Yeah. I will hitchhike.
That'd give us a good story for the podcast for sure.
Right. But no, other than that, just laying low,
Laying low, Yeah. Okay.
Have our podcast just gotten to be us shooting the shit?
I think so. This is like our phone calls now. We just
Right, exactly.
let other people listen to them, and sometimes we read headlines.
And we're
Like,
not as drunk as our phone calls.
no, it's because the time difference. I sometimes feel bad. Like if I'm recording it, well, it's 5 right now, but for you, it's only 2. So you have to wait an hour, right? 3:00.
Well, actually, it's only 20 minutes.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Okay, so I was on the internet, and I mean, it's hard to find things to talk about when the only thing to talk about is COVID, 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 COVID.
Yeah.
Anyways, if you have, like, a lot of people have their partners at home, and sometimes one of the partners isn't always best at house cleaning. And
Ah,
sometimes, especially in a straight relationship, it can be hard to get your man to, like, clean his tools in the shed or, like, do certain things around the house.
okay.
This woman shared her genius idea on Facebook
To get her husband to do something?
to get her husband to do chores around the house.
All right.
And she says, like, he's not a bad man before everyone freaks out. Like, he loves his kids. He plays with them all the time. He's just not good at chores, which is understandable. Some people just suck at housework.
Yeah, okay. Or
So
pretend to. Like, remember our old producer, Gord? Pretty sure he would just pretend he doesn't know how to use a mop so that his poor wife, Kimberly, had to do everything.
So here's what she did. She went and bought, like, a cheap phone, like a cheap cell phone,
Okay.
and texted the number landlord, put the phone number of the phone into her phone as landlord.
Okay.
And whenever she needs something done, she texts her phone and pretends to be the landlord, and then shows it to her husband and is like, okay, he's gonna be checking on whatever, you need to clean this up.
How stupid is the husband, though? I would be like, how does our landlord know how much laundry I have on the floor? Like,
But then you'd send a message being like, hey, I'm gonna come by at this time, and she'll be like, okay, you got to clean up.
or if it's more repair oriented, could you please? But what kind of landlord is asking the tenants to do repairs? I'm thinking too deeply into this. It's genius.
It is. And another way, remember, men aren't always the brightest when it comes to paying attention to detail. So they're probably like, oh, okay, like, whatever.
Well, when it's like, yeah, some straight guys like a project. I'm going to be a man. I'm going to fix this fridge.
One other woman chimed in and said, if you want, she says, what I've done a couple times is pretend to send a letter or be bylaw that called. And I tell my husband bylaw called, someone complained about how long the grass is or whatever needs to be done around the house, that the house needs to be painted.
Okay. It's kind of like a similar trick you'd use on a toddler.
Right.
I only ever once did something like this. I've told this story before, but at my old apartment years ago, I lived next to these pigs that would let their dogs poo all over the front lawn. And they were big dogs, not chihuahuas. Don't give me that look. And they were big dogs. And so everywhere over the front lawn. So I wrote a fake letter, very similar to that woman, pretending to be the management company, and slid it under their door. 2 hours later, she was out there with a plastic bag, picking it all up. I was so proud of myself.
And I think you were in the right to do that.
Well, yeah. What else can you do? I mean, those are the situations where you have to take matters into your own hands. I couldn't call bylaw. I had no proof it was her.
Right.
So yeah. There we go.
So I just thought I'd share that if you're having trouble getting your mans or your womans to help around the house, maybe that's a quick, or you could just withhold sexual favors.
Yeah. I'm very curious how that's going for people that are quarantined with their partner. Like, you're either doing a lot of it or none at all.
Right. And I think it's okay to not have a sex drive either. And, like, if your partner doesn't, don't take it personally, because times are weird. People are stressed. Anxiety is high. And every day is the same. We're in Groundhog Day. So maybe it's just you're boring right now.
That's a good point, because I think sex needs to be exciting, right? Like, even if it's as simple as he comes home from work and you never know what's going to happen when he comes in the door, but when you do know what's going to happen because you both just polished off a family-sized craft dinner, not as exciting.
Right. And, like, maybe it loses some passion.
Yeah.
Some romance.
Okay. My dogs are fighting. Can you hear them? Like, stop fighting. Oh, they're fighting over a tortilla chip. Where'd you get that? Clearly, I need to do some housework.
Yes, we never see his floor because it's just covered in Cheeto dust.
Corks, Yeah.
Draw empty wine bottles.
Yeah. Lopez, you heard
Or
that?
no, not empty wine bottles, just the empty bladders that come in the boxes.
You're right. I have fully accepted boxed wine. I don't give a shit. I'm sticking with boxed wine. It's so
Forever?
convenient. I think I'm going to stick with it. Yeah. This could also be why I'm drinking every day, because it's on tap, literally. But you have this problem too. When we polish off a 750, one of the small bottles, even though I know most people call those normal bottles, they're small to us. And you have to open the second one, but you don't want to finish the second one, and it's like, ugh. So a box doesn't have that problem.
One. We finished the second one.
Well, I'm talking about when we're alone.
Oh, okay.
A 750 is not enough for two people.
Not even close. That's like 2 big pours.
Yeah. This is making me want wine.
Right?
Okay. All right, so I have some silly headlines, shall we?
Yes, we shall.
So a guy in New Jersey, passed out and crashed into a tree. The reason is quite funny. He had an N95 mask on for several hours and didn't get enough oxygen. Did you know that? Apparently, that's why some healthcare providers are getting those huge bruises, because it's so tight that it cuts off proper oxygen getting in.
Yeah, it has to be tight, right? You have to have it tight, and that's why the nurses are getting it. And I wore a mask for 5 hours on that flight. Well, it would have been like 7 hours, because arrival and getting home and then driving in the car or whatever. And I will tell you that the back of my ears were so sore.
Wow. And that wasn't even a proper one.
No. And I honestly could imagine if you didn't lift it up and you were wearing an actual N95 mask and never lifted it up to get oxygen. Oh, it's making me want to breathe.
3, 2, 1. Lincoln's about to freak out. Oh, maybe not.
Why was he wearing it for so long is my question.
Yeah, I don't know. And like, before you pass out and crash into a tree, wouldn't you start to feel a little bit like, woozy? Yeah.
Yeah, I would think your body's natural reaction would be to pull that mask off too, if you're slowly suffocating.
Yeah. And like, maybe he's just that scared of the virus. He's like, nope, I'm leaving it on.
Really? Maybe.
All right, here's another one. Someone called the cops when they saw a sign in a window that said help. Turns out it was a 10-year-old boy who needed help with his math homework. Aww.
Obviously, his parents are idiots and couldn't help him.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really cute, though.
Yeah.
I don't know if right now is the time to be putting the sign of help on your window. That's a little, especially in little kid writing. Watch him have like a basement room.
Yeah, right. And if you're going to put a help, make sure it's because you're out of wine or beer, like those cute old ladies. That's more funny.
Right, exactly. I do feel bad for parents, though, that have kids that are older and they're unable to help them with their math homework. I don't know if I could do grade 7 math again. You know what?
Kelly Ripa was just talking about that on the show this morning, because her kids are old enough now where they don't need her help. But she's like, for 10 years, she had anxiety every time they came home from school because she knew she wasn't going to be able to help with those fractions.
Yeah, except for she knew she was going to buy them a tutor that could help them with those fractions.
That's not the point. Yeah.
But Kelly Ripa has to worry about doing something.
Imagine, you just mentioned parents. Imagine becoming a new parent right now would be terrifying.
Woo! I would think so. Or being pregnant. Because when you're, if you're pregnant right now, you can't go to your doctor's appointment with your significant other.
Yeah.
So you have to go by yourself, and it's weird. Yeah.
Well, here's one of my headlines. A baby was born in a grocery store parking lot. This happened in England. It was born in the parking lot because an ambulance didn't stop, because the baby's father was trying to wave down the ambulance, and the driver of the ambulance thought he was just trying to salute all his hard work as a frontline worker. But he actually needed help.
Oh my gosh, that's too funny. I always think of that too. Like, if you are waving someone down, are they going to know, or are they going to think that you are just like, thank you?
I know. Well, it's like, if you're an ambulance, I would stop. But what kind of wave was his dad doing? Yeah. What was it? He should have been like, stop, I need help.
Yeah, but he was probably wearing a mask, so you couldn't see his face and you couldn't see that he
Maybe.
was worried. You know, I think about that with the bank. Like, are you robbing me or are you just wearing a mask and gloves and asking for money?
Yes. It is very unnerving to see all the people in masks right now. It's like, you don't know who's a criminal. But you know what? This dad, he was in England, so of course he was waving like this, like the Queen. That's why. Stupid.
Slowly and gracefully, like a beauty pageant winner.
Yeah. This isn't news, but I saw an article talking about, it was some editor, I don't know what it was, but some journalist was like, why is everybody doing Zoom calls? What happened to the regular old phone call for like work shit? Because for like decades at like government jobs, we just did conference calls, but now everyone wants to see your face. Why?
Well, and you know what? Even like right before quarantine, usually if there was a company-wide call, it would be a phone call too.
Yeah.
So that is weird that all of a sudden we have to see each other. Is it because there's no trust that people are actually working from home?
That's, I think, exactly what it is. I think you're exactly right. Because she outlined a lot of reasons why Zoom calls or Skype calls are worse, because people stare at themselves instead of paying attention. There's more of the delays that you don't have on traditional phones. So there's a lot of issues that are erased when you just go to regular phone.
There's also a lot of issues that come up when you don't see their face because tone can be lost. Someone could be joking, but it could come off as rude. And if you don't have their face to look, you know, like I can call you an asshole or I can call you an asshole.
Yeah, we felt that with or without the face. But, you know, and we've said this before, but it's worth saying again. Just because we're in quarantine doesn't mean you can just FaceTime people. It's very upsetting.
Well, have you been on the House Party too? Do you have the House Party app?
Let's talk about that, because I didn't realize how that app.
Rude. You weren't even dinging the doorbell. You just walking right out into your house.
Yes, and then you just go on and people can just, you're there. I mean, if I'm like 3 bottles in, then I'm the shit disturber and I'm popping into other people's rooms and stuff. But I didn't, for the first like week of having that app, I didn't know that's how it worked. And I'm like, why am I just on with someone?
Right. Today I opened it up just to check a notification. And then all of a sudden I hear, Jenna. There's my friend Katie. And I was like, what are you doing? Like, I didn't mean to get on. I just wanted to check the notification because I have OCD and they bug me.
You can lock rooms though if you're in a group, so I learned that, and then nobody can pop in. But it's kind of cool that it is like a house party, so you see who's talking over there, who's talking over there.
Just be careful though, Jesse, because if you want to have like sexy time on that and you forget to lock the room,
oh yeah,
people are gonna come in and see you getting your exercise.
No, I wouldn't do it on that app. And you know what? I'm so excited about this app, but I didn't realize that also you can see who other people are talking to, even if you're not friends with them. Did you notice that?
No.
So
I haven't spent a lot of time on it.
So if I'm talking to someone that you're not friends with, you can go and I'll say, Jesse's chatting with whoever it is.
Oh.
So the other night I was talking to my friend Jenna, not Jenna, and I saw my ex was in there talking to some new guy, and I'm all drunk, right? And I'm like, should we go in? And we were both going to go in, and we're like, okay, let's go do it. And then they had ended the call like a split second before we were going to barge in. But I felt like Josie Grossi had never been kissed. I'm like, I got to do this for the podcast. I need a good story.
Except for you probably wouldn't have even remembered it because you haven't even mentioned it to me yet.
I know. Well, because it didn't happen, so it wasn't exciting.
Right.
All right, so fuck Zoom calls. Use the phone. Here's the Donald Trump-ish headline. Smoking could prevent coronavirus.
Smoking weed?
Cigarettes.
Give me a break.
Yeah, it says, a hospital in Paris found only 5% of its coronavirus patients were smokers, so now researchers in France are starting a test to determine if nicotine might help block the virus from entering cells.
I think that's also bullshit. No 5% of people in France are smokers. Try 5% art smokers.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, right. That's right up there with like
dart in one hand.
taking a shot. Did you watch that clip of Donald Trump talking about how light might kill it and light stuff? I didn't. I heard everyone talking about it, but I didn't actually watch the clip of him. It could be an SNL parody on its own. Like,
oh yeah.
Like the actual clip of him talking.
He writes it for them.
He is insane. You're going to look into that. I could just imagine the doctor he's pointing to is probably like, what? We didn't discuss this. You're going to test that, right? Yeah. What?
And like, how am I going to get a UV light inside my body? What am I going to sit on it?
Yes. And listen, I've tanned for years and, well, I guess I don't have the virus.
Right.
Just skin cancer. Oh, God.
Oh.
It looks like COVID cannot be sexually transmitted based on all the reports we hear about how people catch it. Sex is one of the only ways that doesn't transmit it. But if you're that close to another person.
You're swapping spit.
Well, that's if you kiss.
Oh, okay. Are people just having sex without kissing these days?
I don't know. I know the gays, like there's some, and this is like, straight guys that aren't actually straight, have on their profile sometimes no kissing. Like they'll do it. So you'll screw a guy doggy style, but you won't kiss him. Okay.
That's rude. You'll suck his dick, but you won't kiss him.
That is rude, isn't it? I find it rude.
I think it's very rude.
And I wouldn't respond to a profile like that. I like kissing because I think that's the test, right? Like that's how you know if it's a match.
I think yeah, exactly. That's how you know if you have the right chemistry or not.
Yeah. I wonder if we'll still remember how to kiss.
I don't know. I'm going to kiss everybody.
We'll have to do like Cruel Intentions and practice on each other. Like, it'd be like Angelina Jolie kissing her brother.
Gross. You know they've made out before.
We've seen it on the red carpet.
Yeah.
Okay, I have 3 more. These aren't as funny. These are like good news. I wrote them down because I'm like, ugh, Jenna likes good news sometimes. A small family-owned grocery store in Toronto caught a guy stealing food, but instead of calling the cops, they sent him off with a full bag of groceries.
Oh, that's lovely. Everybody has a struggle.
But aren't you setting a bad example? So you're going to reward this thief by giving him more than what he came to steal? So how's he ever going to learn his lesson that stealing is bad?
I'm more concerned as to why they made it public.
Oh, aren't you a regular Kris Jenner? You're right. They wanted the publicity of being able to say this exact story.
Right.
That's why they did it.
Like, it's one thing to do a good deed like that. And I'm not saying that they did it selflessly or selfishly or whatever, but it just seems weird because I know if I was a grocery store owner and I did something like that, I wouldn't want to make that public because then other people would expect to come in and just get free groceries. That's
exactly what I was thinking. You're right. But it's for the publicity. Oh, you should be a publicist, Jenna Mo.
Hire me.
Okay. Yeah. Next one, a 6-year-old in Canada, whoop, whoop, set up a free joke stand at the end of his driveway where he tells jokes to people who walk by just to lift their spirits. He says he knows about 17 jokes that are pretty good and some from his sister that he doesn't think are as good.
I think he would be funnier than you.
Probably. I don't have 17 jokes. Are you kidding me? That's too many. And then here's a final one that we could all celebrate. The spread of STIs has plummeted. Woo! Good job, everybody.
I mean, that's because if you gave your boyfriend or your girlfriend herpes, you're stuck with them inside anyways, so you're not spreading around to your other hoes.
Yeah. Yeah. Just think, soon this will all be over and you can hug the one you love. But for now, you got to stay inside with your wife.
I do. I think we should start a GoFundMe page. I think it should be for all of the mistresses out there that have not seen their married lovers for a very long time. And too, that they have had no contact with them either, because you cannot be texting your mistress or your, side piece without your significant other looking over your shoulder. Why are you on your phone? Why are you on your phone? And if you think you can do it and you try it, you will get caught. Plain and simple.
Yeah. Oh,
at least I can speak for women, but I know exactly when my relationship with someone has changed based on their cell phone habits.
Yeah.
If you can't hide it.
That means you have to be psycho paying attention to their cell phone habits from the beginning.
But it's not even, but cell phone habits is something that people do around you all the time. So it's really easy to go from, oh, well, he never has his phone out when I'm with him, to why is he on his phone so often now?
Or or he'll never leave it in the same room.
Or the classic when they put their phone down, like before they put it with the screen up and just not care and just leave it in front of you. But now all of a sudden they're putting it face down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Call me crazy or call me observant.
You're both. How about that? Oh, this is just silly. Okay.
What?
I just clicked on this link that says the top things you shouldn't do in a grocery store, thinking like, oh, this might be helpful, but it's just funny. It's things like, don't go up to the Chinese food counter and ask for bat.
It's racist.
Right? Like it's one of those like BuzzFeed. Don't bring your emotional support dwarf because it's disturbing. Like, this is just stupid. I'm getting out of this.
Right. And your emotional support dwarf, you shouldn't be bringing anybody else to the grocery store with you. You should be going alone.
Yeah. I even saw, I was going to lie and say it was the grocery store. It was at the LCBO. And there was there was couples in line to get, I know. I can't fool you even if I try. That's why I just tell the truth. There was couples in line, but they made them separate. And only one of them were allowed to go in.
See, that's smart. There's no need for you two to go in there and browse the aisles but with each other.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, here's a weird one. I'm sorry if I already said this. It's the wine. But the other day I went to a real grocery store and they made me give my name. My first name only. Yeah. And they wrote it down.
I wonder why. Maybe it's to keep track of how long you've been in there.
But they didn't ask on the way out. And I also have more information about that, how they track the waves of people going in. Because I was waiting in line. And I was getting mad because I saw people after people coming out. And I was like, there's like 10 people have left. Let me in. But it's not like that. They do it in time intervals, 15 minutes.
Oh.
Because otherwise they'd have to have someone counting each person. That's stupid. So they've just kind of calculated it.
You just do like what they do at a nightclub. Sit there with a counter.
Yeah. But I guess this is just as easy. They time 15 minutes, next 10 people, 15 minutes, next 10. But the name thing, yeah, I couldn't figure it out. I thought my best guess was if I or somebody got the virus, they'd be able to like go back and be like, who was here this day or something.
They're only asking your first name.
Right.
There's a lot of boys and girls named Jesse.
Right. So, yeah. What? I'm the only one in the city. Yeah. So, yeah, it was weird. And then I'm like, maybe it was just like a muscle flexing thing. Be like, oh, what's your name?
He was trying to pick you up.
No. Fuck, I missed my chance. Seems so
just like the gas station that one time when he shook your hand and twiddled your palm of your hand.
Could have had him twiddling something else. Damn it.
You coulda.
And that was pre-corona too. Ugh. That's the thing is like, you know, before this, you and I both, but probably more me, made excuses not to go on dates and stuff. And now I'm like, I just want to go for the experience.
Yeah, like I want to go on a first date too and sleep with the guy even if I don't like him right now. That's how stir crazy you're starting to get.
I know. It's tough. It's tough.
You just want to like suck in all the skin to skin touch with strangers.
Okay, the feed tripped a little bit, so all I heard is you want to suck in all the skin. And I'm like, this is the first time I heard that Jenna's into uncut guys. I didn't know.
No, I said skin to skin contact.
Oh.
Like you just want to absorb it all. Maybe suck in wasn't the best word to use.
Hey, suck in the skin too. I'd be into that. I forget what it feels like.
It's like chewed gum.
Gross. Depends how much he has, I guess.
I forget we're recording a podcast right now. All right, should we go on that one?
I guess. Oh, look at the time. It's 3:04, wine time.
It is wine time. Goodbye, water.
Goodbye, water. Cheers. Stay safe.
You too.